Yeah, you and me both, Battler. I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, hello everyone, my name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry, Episode 3. We have a new Beatrice. Again. Like, we're actually witnessing the, a new Beatrice this time, instead of just being told that there was a passing of the torch to the person we knew as Beatrice. Yeah, this is weird. This is very strange, but to break it down, Ava was the one who found the gold. It has actually been discovered. It does exist. She was able to figure out the epitaph, I'm assuming. I'm assuming she figured it all out. It has not been necessarily spelled out to us yet. I don't know if it's ever going to be. But it made sense to Ava, and it also made sense to Rosa. Rosa came in second, but second is the first loser. Ava doesn't necessarily want to tell the other siblings. She wants to keep it a secret because she thinks that that'll work best, and she will then split it up accordingly and also favor Rosa a bit if she cooperates. The Ava inside her, the younger Ava, does not really want that to happen. She wants all the money for herself because they fought so hard to get it, and they won. Fair and square, but Ava is willing to divide it up. So the inner Ava has been told by Beatrice, hey, you've won. You're the new Beatrice. So there was this whole thing, this whole celebration, and, you know, again, passing of the torch. And here we are. As you can see in the background, the painting has changed from Beatrice to the younger Ava. And the thing is, and I pointed this out in the last video, I've seen this look before. Like, I don't know where, but I've seen this somewhere before. Anyways, let us continue on and try to get a proper explanation, because I am definitely having a problem with trying to figure out what is actually happening in the scope of the story, what, you know, is going to really tie this all in with what we have seen so far. You know, what's going to go down? Now, something I was thinking about in the last video is that, okay, so that there's a Beatrice within Ava now, let's say. Okay, so is there something inside all of us, you know? Like, do all the characters kind of have, like, a crazy being of some sort that, like, you know, plays out the magical side of the story? I know, in episode 3 as well. This episode has been nothing but bonkers. We've seen the OG Beatrice fight the, I guess, current Beatrice, or now I guess she's not the current Beatrice. There's a new Beatrice. And we saw all that happen. And there she is. I mean, yeah, we can ignore all of it. It is just, you know, this is the magical perspective. Oh, is Beatrice still the Golden Witch? Or has everything fully been passed on? I mean, the epitaph did say that Beatrice will, like, go into an eternal slumber, like her days are, you know, done. In a similar way to that crazy shonen showdown was all, you know, just bullshit as well.
相変わらずややこしいことをしやがって。
Yeah, tell me about it.
やれやれ、無粋なる人間には式典の総合さを介することもできぬか。
Yes.
まあよい。
The fuck?
空気を読めぬのが人間というもの。
There are no lines to read in between here.
そなたを哀れには思うが、責めはせぬぞ。
It's like we entered a fucking filler episode after Ava found the gold.
かわいそうな人を見るような目で見や
Some
がって。
crazy shit.
だが、
It's like that time
とり
Mecha
あえず確
Naruto
認をす
entered
る
the
必要
series.
はある。それは
You guys remember that?
若返ったエヴァおばさんみたいな分身。
I don't. I actually skipped that filler.
つまり
I wasn't about
新
it.
しいベアトリーチェとかいうやつの定義についてだ。あれは何なんだ。
Yeah, good question.
わらわがそれを語ろうとも、どうせそなたは魔法は信じぬ、魔女は信じぬの一点張りであろう。
Well, yes, absolutely, but tell us what it all
だ
means.
からわらわから説明することは特にない。そなたが思う通りに信じればよい。
俺が思う通りだと。じゃあどう解釈すりゃいいんだ。
後ろ宮エヴァの内面的別存在の資格か。
もちろん鵜呑みにはできませんが、今はそう理解するのが妥当でしょう。
I don't know, this is weird. I mean, Ava accepted the fact that there was like a younger version of herself that she was having full-on conversations with. So, what does that necessarily imply?
つまりエヴァおばさんも彼女も同じ人物だと理解すべきなんだな。くそ、なんだか気持ち悪い展開になったぜ。
Yeah, you and me both, brother.
そういうわけで、これよりベアトリーチェはわらわの名ではないぞ。
Not this shit.
後ろ宮エヴァに引き継いだからな。というわけで、わらわは名なしだ。
No, that's not how that works. You have always been Beatrice. We don't just, fucking erase that.
バトラー、何かわらわに適当なふさわしき名はない
Stop
もの
trying
か。
to be all cute. No, since the beginning of this story, you've always been Beatrice. You don't get to just pass that on to somebody.
そなたの推
That's not
薦
how
を
this
受けるぞ。
works. I don't care if that was in the riddle or in the agreement of the epitaph or whatever.
できればちょっぴりキュートな名
We're
前は
not
ない
doing
もの
that
か。
shit.
お前なんかベアトのまんまで十分だぜ。ベアトとベアトリーチェで十分区別つくだろ。
ベアトのままか。違和感はないが、なぜだかつまらぬ。
Why are you pouting so many times in this goddamn episode? It's like there's some sort of complex or like some weird shit going on with Beatrice this time around. I guess it's way better than her like her freaky attitudes.
バトラ君、とにかく
I guess we can call it a win.
この子がベアトリーチェだった時に比べれば、現在の彼女は後ろ宮エヴァと判別がつくだけ、私たちに状況は有利です。
だからこそかえって気に入らねえんだがな。何を考えてるんだベアトのやつめ。
Damn it, does that mean I actually have to refer to her as Beato as well? Over there, the witches formed a long line to bless on Ava, who had the figure of her younger days and who now possessed the name Beatrice. It was like a witch's coronation. It's literally that, I think. Countless gold butterflies flapped their wings, directing this fantastical gold sparkling space. They were all praising her. As I stared from the distance, I looked at the newly born Beatrice, who had a slightly embarrassed smile on her face. Her expression, which had been lost and confused at first, seemed to be full of the happiness that she was finally starting to recognize. That expression didn't look at all like someone laughing insanely while standing before the gold. Give it time. There was just the innocence of a person basking in their own joy. As a person who denied the existence of witches, I couldn't view this witch succession ceremony with a joyful expression and accept her. However, when I looked at that innocent smile, I felt like I wanted to offer my blessings. Oh, excuse me, just for that moment. It's always beautiful when strong efforts bear fruits and are rewarded. Aunt Ava, who had always yearned to succeed the headship, and who had worked hard since her youth without reward, had spectacularly taken hold of the chance given to her by the riddle of the epitaph, and had finally gained that position. Oh, I don't know about that smile, though. That's freaky. Okay, so here's my prediction for the rest of episode 3. I think that she is now going to, not necessarily, well, I don't know, maybe necessarily continue the killings, but probably not in the order or methods that we're used to seeing. But she's going to go after the other siblings. Because if there's no other siblings, there's nobody else that Ava can share the gold with, right? It could just be all hers, you know? And maybe George's, I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna necessarily view George. How divine is the smile of a person whose childhood dreams have been granted? I definitely won't accept witches, but Battler put his hands together, making a small sound. Clap, clap. It didn't reach her ears, but it did bless her.
おめでとうよ、エヴァおばさん。
You spectacularly solved the riddle of the epitaph before anyone else. It's your victory without any complaints. I won't accept all that about the Golden Witch and so on, but I will accept you as the new head of the Ushiromiya family, and I will celebrate that sincerely. As though urged on by Battler's applause, Beato also clapped. It was a slightly odd scene. Battler and Beato, who opposed each other, were standing side by side and applauding the same person.
魔女に拍手してるわけじゃねえぞ。エヴァおばさんのこれまでの努力に拍手
Of
してるんだぞ。
course, of course.
わらわもだぞ。
Okay, they haven't changed her name there in the top left of the text box. I didn't see it whenever she made her little noise, but she is still Beatrice, it seems, officially.
あの碑文を見事に解いたエヴァに対し、率直に祝福の拍手を送っておる。
お前と一緒に拍手してるってのが気に入らねえが、ま、今は気にしねえことにするぜ。たまにゃ、お前と一緒に拍手しても罰は当たらねえか。
たまにはおつであるな。しかし、拍手って楽しいな。成し遂げたのはわらわではなくエヴァであるというのに、なぜかこっちまで嬉しくなってきおるわ。
祝福するってことは、その喜びを共感する、共有するって意味だからな。
なるほど。では、このわけもなく嬉しい気持ちは、そなたとも共有できているというわけか。互いを屈服させようとする敵同士でありながら、これは奇異な体験よ。
Honestly, everything here is a fucking odd experience.
ま、今だけは休戦で手を叩こうじゃねえか。
Even so, this is literally the story she's telling. This is all a rendition of the story that she's telling to, you know, push us to believe that witches and magic and all of that are real, including Beatrice herself. Beato laughed impishly, playing around and applauding even louder, as though eagerly trying not to lose to Battler as she clapped. Not everything's a competition, guys. Battler went along with her and clapped even louder. When he did, as though some ceremony had ended, everyone applauded and highly praised the reborn Beatrice. It was just as though Battler's and Beato's applause had been the final thing needed for her succession. It all worked out. This is a weird fucking episode. I really don't even know what to think. Like, episode 2 was chaotic. Episode 1 was mysterious. Episode 3 has been confusing. You know? It's doing a lot of things, and you just don't know why. You don't know in what way these things are being done, or how they're being done. Rosa returned to the lobby. It was still her turn to rest, but her expression made it look as though she couldn't sleep deeply with all this tension. Okay, so here's the thing. The gold has been found. Whoever the culprit is, well, you know, fuck the magic, fuck the witches, there's actually a villain out there. If the culprit is actually among the people here, they would have to know that the gold had been found by Ava. But Ava has not announced it. Does that mean the game is still on? What is going to happen next? Because if more people die, that definitely raises some questions. You know, was the letter all a lie?
シャワーだけ浴びさせてもらったから私はもう十分よ。次の人休んでもいいわ。キリエさんたちはいかがですか？どうする？ルドルフさん、休ませてもらう？
キリエは休んでいいぜ。俺は起きてる。
Man, you look ridiculous with that gun.
それくらいしか男らしいことができない。
It's Rudolph and Kraus that look the most ridiculous when holding that gun.
じゃあ起きてるわ。夫と一緒に起きてるくらいしか女らしいことができないから。
The fuck was that?
本当に仲のおよろしいことで。
God damn, you're a weird
夏日さん
Natsuhi.
こそね。
エヴァと秀吉さんはぐっすりみたいじゃないか。やはりローザと違い年には勝てんね。
Oh, come on, they're probably not that old. As though in response to those words, the door to the hall clunked open. Ava and Hideyoshi returned from the guest room.
余計なお世話よ。あらローザ、もう休んでなくていいの？
姉さんこそ無理しないで休んでたら？
God damn it, these two.
だか寝つけなくてね。シャワーを浴びたら眠気が覚めちゃったわ。ルドルフたち、よかったら休んでいいわよ。
おう、サンキュー。今は気持ちだけでいいぜ。兄貴たち、先に休んだらどうだ？
Damn, nobody wants to go to
ありがたい
sleep.
ね。だが先に休むわけにはいかん。それくらいしか長男らしいことができないのでね。
私たちは最後まで起きていますのでご心配なく。
Oh, how noble.
それよりエヴァ姉さん大丈夫？少し顔色が悪いわ。
そういや、そうやな。ちょいと熱っぽいで。
I mean, she was out in the rain. Hideyoshi put his hand up against Ava's forehead. It seemed that Ava wasn't feeling her best.
言わんこっちゃねえ。年のくせに。生活リズムを崩すからだぜ。風邪か？
夏日、上の南條先生を呼んできてくれんかね。
はい。
Time to see what Nanjo's been up to this whole time.
いいわ、そこまで大げさじゃない。
Since, yes, it is very suspicious that he's always excusing himself and going elsewhere.
常備薬は持ってるから大丈夫よ。疲れるとすぐ熱に出るの。心配しないで。
姉さん無理しないで。
Also, I don't think that's healthy whatsoever if you get fevers just because you're exhausted. You won't feel well because you're exhausted, sure, but to get a full-on fever? I don't
あ
know.
りがとう。
That doesn't sound right.
私抜きで兄弟が集まってると私の陰口でも言われてるような気がしちゃってね。昔からの被害妄想なの。ごめんね。
私は何も言わないわよ。姉さんのいないところで姉さんの嫌な話なんて。
God damn, you two are making me anxious. Please fucking stop.
どうしたの？
I know what they're doing.
姉さんさっきから変よ。もう少し休んだら？
そうね。3月までの金策を考えたら頭痛がひどくなってきちゃったわ。
それは良くないわね。休んでて。姉さんの頭痛がひどくならないよう私も実調してるわ。
Can you guys stop with the wacky ass implications?
私だって頭痛さっきから辛いし。
ありがとう。じゃあ私お言葉に甘えてもう少し休ませてもらうわね。
どうしたんや、エヴァ。急にへそ曲げて。すまんな。わしらもうちょい休ませてもらうわ。すまんな。すまんな。
You're all good. After apologizing several times as though praying, Hideyoshi followed Ava out of the lobby. These two are just fucking
空
weird.
気が悪いな。
Yeah, I mean, God damn it.
どうにもギスギスしている。
無理もない。早朝に殺人事件。
Yeah, that.
それから
And
ずっと
only
ここ
that.
で銃を抱きながら缶
As
詰
far
で
as
す。
everyone is concerned, only
スト
that.
レスが溜まって当然ね。上の子たちもだいぶストレスが溜まってるんじゃないかしら。
Who knows? We haven't even seen them for the bulk of this episode.
マリアが心配だわ。こういう時は感触を起こしやすいの。
Well, that was interesting. At that moment, they heard the sound of wild footsteps coming from the second floor. The guest house wasn't a cheap building, so they wouldn't normally have heard the sound of footsteps. It was like the sound of someone stamping their feet in frustration. And an instant later, accompanied by what seemed to be the sound of her running out into the second floor hallway, They could hear Maria calling, ooh, 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 all over and over again, sounding displeased. Rosa grabbed her head, her hair flying, and she voicelessly moaned in anguish. The adults, turned their backs to her, pretending not to notice. Sorry guys, I'm tired. I don't even want to try with long words. 8th grade me would be in shambles. The noisy clamor came down from the 2nd floor and flew into the lobby. I'm not an idiot, I'm just stupid. Okay, what's wrong with everybody? It was Maria who was sobbing, along with the other children in Nanjo. In other words, they had all come downstairs because of Maria's tantrum. Rosa couldn't hide her dizziness at this new annoyance her daughter was bringing to everyone.
ごめんローザおばさん、私たちもなだめたんだけど、どうしても聞いてくれなくて。
The fuck is her problem? That is annoying though.
どうしたのマリア、少し静かにしなさい。みんな見てるわよ。
例のバラ庭園のマリアのバラ、あれが急に心配だと言い出して。
寝ぼけたみたいなんです。急にガバッと起き出して、バラが心配だ、バラが心配だって言い出して。マリアちゃん、落ち着いて。それは夢なんだよ。
Wasn't the rose like repaired for her or whatever? Well, go out into the rain and go find it then. God damn, forgot how fucking annoying she is.
だから少し静かにしなさいって言ってるでしょ?
Yeah. I'm all for the violence this time. I'm joking, by the way. The sudden rise in the tone of Rose's voice surprised the children. But Maria's crying just grew louder, and her tantrum just grew fiercer. Time for our episodic smack to the face.
子供を頭ごなしに叱ってはいけませんぞ。こういう時は温かい牛乳などを与えると良いものです。ここにあるかもね。
さっき朝食代わりに出した牛乳で空。
誰か子供用の鎮静剤とか持ってるか？
Give them Benadryl.
ほら、あの銀の粒みたいなやつとか。
持ってるわよ。ああ、今探して飲ませるから。
Without hiding her displeasure, Rosa grabbed the handbag that had been set on the sofa and fished around for some medicine. It seemed she had brought some child-use sedatives for Maria's tantrums. She like prescribed them or something, or are they over the counter? This sounds weird. I don't really know of like child or for children sedatives. Like this is a little different for me. She found it and opened the bottle, but it must have been empty. Irritated, Rosa shook the bottle several times, but that didn't change the fact that nothing was in there. As she did that, Maria's crying grew even more intense. Please don't have her cry through a voice line, please. Tired of hearing it. I know we only heard a few lines, but goddamn, it's terrible. It really is. At that time, Ava was lying on her bed, covered by the bedding. Hideyoshi returned from the washroom, folding a handkerchief soaked in water.
こら、ずいぶんひどい熱や。きっと親族会議の毒気にやられてもうたんやな。
Yeah, something like that.
今はもう他の親族たちのことは全部忘れるんや。な。
As Hideyoshi spoke to her kindly, he set the soaked handkerchief on Ava's burning forehead. Ava rested her own hand on top of his.
あなたの手、ひんやりして気持ちいい。
Oh no, she's losing her shit.
わしの手が気持ちいいようじゃ、だいぶ熱が出とるな。安心せい。すぐに薬が効いてくるわ。それにな、わしの手は魔法の手なんや。こうしてエヴァの額に手を当てとるとな、どんな熱も立ちどころに治ってしまうんや。
Hideyoshi, you're one crazy man.
そうね。あなたの手で私の熱が引かなかったことは一度もないものね。
そうや、わしの手があれば医者いらずやで。安心して目をつむるんや。すぐにわしの魔法でぐんぐん熱が下がるからな。
うん、
知ってる。あなたの魔法感じるもの。
Hideyoshi was about to say it was just a placebo effect, but he stopped. If Ava said that she could feel magic coming from his hand, then that was fine for now. Yeah, for now, though.
本当にあるのかしら。
Nope.
おお、あるで。
Shut up, Hideyoshi.
信じる者にしかわからへんけどな。そういう魔法は案外世の中
I know
にたく
Hideyoshi is
さん
just saying some silly shit to calm Ava,
魔法が
but
実在す
I
る
mean,
の。
come on. This is not the
やっぱり
time.
魔女も実在するのかしら。
ん？森の魔女ベアトリーチェのことかいな。信じる者にはおるやろな。神様と同じや。信心深い人の前にしか姿は現さんのや。
私もね、昔魔法が使えたの。
ほう、ほんまかいな。じゃあお前も魔女やったんやな。
Haha. Yeah.
私がね、絶対に叶えたい夢があって、それを強く願って努力すると、それが必ず叶ったの。私はその魔法でいつも成績は一番だったし、生徒会長にだってなったし、
Isn't that just
入りたい大学にも
perseverance?
実力で入れたし。
I mean, sure, you can't accomplish everything in the world. Unfortunately, all people are just a tad bit different. They have strengths and weaknesses and whatever, but goddamn, can you put your all into shit?
いつだってどんな願いだって叶えてきたわ。
そうやな。お前の魔法はいつだって大したもんや。お前は確かに魔女や。そして誰にも負けん努力家や。わしゃよう知っとるで。
私ね、子供の頃からずっと心の
Oh
中に
no.
もう一人の自分がいて、
Hideyoshi about to figure out that his wife is just a tad bit on the crazy side here.
森の魔女ベアトリーチェなんて信じなかった。もしロッケン島に魔女がいるとしたら、それは私の心の中の魔女のことだってずっと信じてきた。その魔女の自分に私はすごい感謝してる。あなたに出会わせてくれてよかったなって。
病気の時のお前はいつも気弱すぎや。
You get fucking weird when you get
今
sick,
は
Ava.
何も言わんで熱が下がるまでずーっとこうしてるからな。
絶対に手を離さないでね。なんだか私、自分が自分でなくなるような気がして、さっきから怖いの。私の中の魔女がベアトリーチェに触発されて、どんどん強くなるような気がして、
What is that supposed to mean?
なんだか私を飲み込んでしまいそうな気がするの。
Oh man, Ava's gonna get a little
大
crazy
丈夫
here.
や。わしが一緒にいる限りなんも恐れることなんてあらへん。
What if Ava's like the one who actually commits the
ちょ
murders
いとヤ
now?
バめな国に旅行に行った時バスごと強盗にやったことあったやろ。わしが撃退したんやで。
Wait, what dangerous country did you go to? Come on, drop it. Drop the name.
金時計を
Let's get a little controversial
拝み
here.
倒しただけだったじゃない。かっこ悪いけど、かっこよかったわ。
It was so cool when you gave away like thousands of dollars worth of a possession.
絶対に離さないでね。眠っても絶対に離さないでね。そして何か不気味なものが忍び込んできても私を守ってね。
By giving them your gold watch and your bag.
まだから今は安心して眠るんやで。すぐに薬とわしの魔法が効いてくるからな。
Ava finally calmed her heart and closed her eyes. I've got a bad feeling. Like, something... Yeah, okay, hold on. At that time, there was the sound of a door being opened violently from the direction of the lobby. It seemed that Maria was having a tantrum. Okay, this is how things are lining up. And screams of ooh, ooh could be heard along with Rosa's rebuking yells. That probably hurt Ava's ears. Or maybe it was giving her a headache. Ava moaned as though in pain and buried herself in the covers. It was easy to guess what was happening. Maria had probably had a tantrum, for some reason, gone down to the lobby and started arguing with Rosa, who then scolded her daughter. And then maybe that got too embarrassing to be shown in front of the other relatives, so Rosa had taken Maria out into the corridor. Hideyoshi had no desire to butt in on Rosa and Maria's problem. But just for now, since Ava's condition was so bad, he wanted them to take their ruckus somewhere else.
ちょいと待っとれや。静かにするようお願いしてくるわ。
早く戻ってきて。
大丈夫や。この部屋から出んて。
You gonna stick your head out the fucking door? Hideyoshi removed the chain, opened the door, and stuck his face out into the corridor. He immediately met Rosa's gaze.
大丈夫かいな、ローザさん。
ごめんなさい。うるさくして起こしちゃったかしら。
Ugh. God damn.
マリアちゃん、ごめんな。エヴァおばさんな、具合が悪くて寝とるんや。
Oh, she doesn't give a
すまん
shit.
が、ちょいと静かにしてもらえるか。
Maria's tone didn't change after Hideyoshi's request. She kept whining and repeating, "My Rose, my Rose." Rosa slapped Maria's cheek, lifted her up while covering her mouth, and dragged her towards the entrance, trying to at least put some distance between her and Hideyoshi's room. Too bad this building's a lot smaller than the mansion, huh? She would still probably be noisy for a while, but he had warned Rosa for the time being. Relying on Rosa's actions as a mother, Hideyoshi closed the door.
またマリアちゃんが泣いてるの。
You know it.
そうみたいやな。ローザさんも大変や。それを思えば、うちのジョージは出来すぎや。親が感謝したいくらいやで。
そうね。
Now, George is great. He's not, like, perfect or anything like that. His own parents would probably argue that, yeah, his imperfection is that he, fell in love with a maid. He put his hand on Ava's forehead again. Maybe there really was magical power in that hand. A truly peaceful look rose to Ava's face, and bit by bit she began to drift off into the land of sleep. As he had promised, Hideyoshi kept his hand on her forehead. His magic hand. They say that those that Hideyoshi shakes hands with go on to become very successful. It's pretty crazy. You guys should try it. Shake his hand, see what happens. Let me know the results. By the entrance, with her hand still against Maria's mouth, Rosa was at a loss of what to do next. She hadn't been able to withstand everyone's gazes in the lobby, and had yelled at the children to go upstairs, dashing out of the lobby. Then she had gone out into the corridor, only to have Hideyoshi say that she was too noisy. Where should I go now? Where should I take this child who's having a tantrum? Out into the garden, go get that fucking rose maybe, I don't know. She felt as though tears of frustration were about to come out. As Maria kept struggling in an attempt to scream, Rosa put her mouth up to Maria's ear, and tried to persuade Maria in a properly calm voice.
マリアはそんなにもバラが見たいのね。
Maria nodded her head several times, moaning ooh ooh.
どうしてそんなにバラが見たいの？お母さんが聞いてあげるから静かに話して。叫んだら殴るわよ。
Jesus. It's just a straight up fucking threat.
ベアトリーチェに蘇らせてもらったの。また折れちゃってるかも。マリアはそれが心配。確かめないと眠れない。
Apparently she was still upset about that marked rose from yesterday. Rosa felt her headache throbbing again. She was at least a little relieved that Maria had now stopped her screaming.
とにかく今はみんな大変なの。だからママたちに迷惑をかけないで。バラの話は明日雨が上がったら好きにしていいから。だから今は聞き分けなさい。
Oh, here we go.
やだやだやだやだ。マリアのベアトリーチェのバラ。
God damn it. Rosa reflexively covered Maria's mouth. She had spoken a little too harshly and gotten her agitated again. Rosa realized that it was partly her own fault and clicked her tongue in self-hatred, but Maria thought that it was directed at her, and her crying grew even fiercer, excuse me.
お願いだから静かにして。どうしたらあなたは泣き止むの？
Throw her outside, let her go see the goddamn
ど
rose.
うしたらあなたはママの言うことを聞いてくれるの？
Suddenly, Maria stopped crying so fast that it seemed unnatural. Then she turned around and muttered, "What
マ
the
リアの
fuck?"
バラを見たら ちゃんと明日まで静かにしてるよ。
No, hold on now. I don't like this. I don't like this. Think about it from a realistic standpoint. Why all of a sudden would she be so happy to be able to go outside? It's as if she's letting somebody in.
本当？
うん。バラ庭園に行ってマリアのバラを見たらもうおとなしくする。本当だよ、ママ。
What the fuck? Why? Why now does she go all, you know, calm and shit? It's like she swapped to her other personality, no longer really all that childlike. If it would keep Maria quiet for the time being, Rosa thought that even going out into this wind and rain would be a small price to pay. She thought it might be a bit reckless, but in the end, no murder or anything of the sort had actually occurred. All that clamor since this morning had been a farce set up by Kinzo. If you carefully thought about that chain of closed rooms, it clearly had to all be an act.
本当にバラを見たらもうおとなしくする？
This is actually a really good setup for two people to die right now.
うん、本当だよ、ママ。
What the fuck? Rosa didn't overlook that creepy laugh and lightly hit Maria with her fist. God damn the violence. And she shrugged as though giving up.
わかったわ。一目見たら納得するのよ。いいわね。
うん、ママ、約束する。
I just don't understand. Once again, Rosa tested the weight of her gun. It'll be okay. It's only an act. There was never a murderer on this island in the first place.
くそ、待てよローザおばさん。ローザおばさんとマリアが第二の晩の犠牲者なのか。
The thing is, yeah, they can very well be because it's supposed to be two loved ones, right?
くそくそくそ。
That's family right
誰
there.
か気づけよ。
Direct family.
今の親父たちや俺たちは何をしてるんだ。
ローザ親子の痛々しい関係に気を使って
But this is
わざわざ話題
interesting.
を変えておるぞ。
If the deaths continue, what does that necessarily mean? Because the gold was indeed found.
そなたらも2階へ上がり
And on the
テレビを
magical
見ながら
side, that's
話題を
already been
変えて
okayed by Beatrice. She's already passed everything on.
くそったれ。誰か気づけよ。一番近くにいるのは誰だよ。秀吉おじさんか。頼むよ。玄関から2人が出ていくのを気づいてくれよ。うわー。
届かん届かん二人のささやかな時間を邪魔してくれるな。
Oh, come on. They fought off the goats for a while. They should be okay. Hideyoshi kept talking kindly, his hand on Ava's forehead. He didn't notice at all that Rosa and Maria were going outside through the front door. In that case, there was no way the others in the lobby, which was even further away, would notice, much less those in the cousin's room on the second floor.
そなたは何を慌てておるのか。第一の晩にて犯人は事故死したとの大胆な察してにてわらわを打ち破ったではないか。ならばもうこの島に犯人はおらぬことになるぞ。
Yeah, you know what?
何を心配する必要があるというのか。
Everybody is accounted for. We know where everybody is, quite literally. So if somebody does, or let me rephrase, if Maria and Rosa actually die here, how do we connect that to a realistic story? It can't necessarily prove that there's somebody else out there, right?
うるせえよ。しらしらしいんだよ。
Or does that revive the idea that one of the people that died didn't necessarily die?
誰か引き止めろ。2人が殺されるんだ。誰か止めろ。
Oh, Battler. This is frustrating, isn't it? Just slightly. There was no way that Battler's voiceless scream would reach Rosa or Maria. The two of them could be seen in the rose garden. The rain was still awful, but fortunately the wind had died down a little. No, maybe that wasn't fortunate. Because maybe if the wind had been a little fiercer, Rosa might have hesitated to go outside. Nah, she'd have to accept. There, you happy? Let's go back inside. Maria found her rose with the gold lace and stared at it lovingly. Rosa had accepted the promise under the condition that Maria would only get one look at it, but she didn't want Maria to complain that it hadn't been enough later on. So she decided to go along with Maria until she was satisfied. That was a mistake. I don't know why, but that was a mistake. She believed that there wasn't a culprit, but on the off chance that she was mistaken, they were now in an extremely dangerous position. Rosa realized that faintly herself. The thing is that she herself and Ava went outside, like, alone. They both went outside alone. So I'm not really sure what the difference here is, you know? This is slightly different. Sure, it's daughter and mother in this case instead of two siblings, but and they're together instead of the two of them originally going out alone. But people have gone outside already. Why is this necessarily different? If things got bad, she would throw away her umbrella and ready her gun. After glancing at Maria's innocent happiness, Rosa gazed warily in all directions. Oh shit, here we go. Were her eyes just tired? Even though no one should have been there, she thought she saw something glitter in the dark rose garden. Gold-colored. It had to have been, or had to be her imagination. Because to Rosa, it seemed as though gold butterflies were dancing through the rose bushes. I wonder, is Maria actually going to be a sacrifice this time around? We're not going to see the fucking killings this time.
無理せんでやっぱり南條先生を呼んでこんか
大丈夫だからこの手を離さないでお願いだから離さないで
Ava was breathing wildly. Beads of sweat were appearing on her forehead. It certainly was true that she had stayed up all night last night and that things had been rough since early this morning. It wasn't odd that her body wasn't keeping up. Even though he understood that, Hideyoshi suspected that this sudden fever was the sign of some serious illness. Several times Hideyoshi decided to call for Dr. Nanjo, but Ava resisted firmly, pleading with him, saying that it was even more important that he didn't take his hand away.
わかった。でもな、お昼になったら必ず南條先生に見てもらうんやで。それを約束できるなら、ずっとここにいて、こうしてギューッとな。
ありがとう。大丈夫よ。
There's so many things that just don't bode well right now.
あなたの手の魔法で必ずこんな熱なんか下がっちゃうから。
Even as she said that, Ava's harsh breathing didn't improve in the slightest. Alright, so why is she as sick as she is? What the fuck is happening? Jesus. She saw an umbrella moving from beyond the rosebush. Rosa threw away her umbrella and wildly lifted her gun. When she did, the shadow of a person beyond the bush showed itself. Oh shit.
びっくりしたわ。姉さんなの？何かご用？さっきの話の続きなの？
Oh no. No, no, no. What is this?
ええ、そうよ。お父様の黄金の話よ。
お願いだからマリアの前では遠慮して、ちゃんと約束は守ってるわよ。姉さんの悪巧みの邪魔はしないわ。
悪巧み？何それ？
姉さんが何を考えていても勝手よ。私は邪魔する気なんてない。だからマリアの前では許して。私は分け前さえもらえれば十分なの。
分け前？
Haha, yeah, that's the funny part. Guys, I think I actually predicted some shit correctly here. Ava started laughing in a creepy voice. Rosa was startled, but Maria stared blankly. Then Maria said just one thing. Beatrice. Right?
おばさん誰？
Oh, or that. Well, she's got the laughter down. That's Beatrice material right there.
誰がお前にやるものか。あれはすべて私のもの。この黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェのものよ。
Oh ho, here we go. So this is where a nice contradiction comes up. Ava is here, but Rosa and Maria are also talking to Ava.
Ava! 大丈夫か? Ava!
How does that work?
Ava! Ava!
逃げていて離さないで。私じゃない誰かに連れ去られないように。
I mean, we could really just scream here that, like,
私の手を握っていて。
maybe multiple personality disorders at work here?
離さないで。
But there's two persons, right? Unless Ava... Oh, shit.
お
Oh,
前
well.
が何を努力したの？何も努力してない。いつも私たちの影に隠れてのらりくらり。いつも戦わずに影から影へと逃げ回っていたお前に、後宮家の黄金を無心する資格など本当にあると思ってるの？
This is gonna be interesting, isn't it?
あれは全て私のもの。後宮家当主にして新しき黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェの名を継承した私だけのもの。ベアトリーチェ、ベアトリーチェだ。ママ、ベアトリーチェ。
Maria jumped at her mother in ecstasy. Rosa treated Maria cold-heartedly and raised her gun high.
姉さんよね。姉さんなのよね。
違うわ。私はもはやあなたの姉であった存在ではないの。
じゃああんた誰なのよ。ベアトリーチェだとでも言うの？
Yeah, in some wacky-ass way.
そんなはずはない。あんたは19年前に死んだのよ。ええ、確かに死んでいたわ。だって私、あなたの頭が割れているところをはっきり見たもの。その中身が溢れ出しているのを昨日のことのように思い出せる。そのあんたがどうして生きてここにいるのよ。
黄金の魔女に死の概念などないの。黄金の魔女とベアトリーチェの名は永遠に受け継がれてゆくわ。お前が知っていたベアトリーチェは死を迎えたかもしれないが、今やそれは私の名である。故に無限。ベアトリーチェに死の概念はないの。
Maybe that's actually how things kind of work with the idea of a witch. It's not necessarily that there is a witch, it's just that the name keeps on getting passed down. I don't know, that's a silly prediction.
哀れね、姉さん。
How pitiful, Nei-san. Is probably what she said, but that got added on to the end there.
さて、新しきベアトリーチェとして自らの復活の儀式を引き継ぐわ。ロノウェ、私はどうすればいいの？
ご随意のままに、もはやベアトリーチェ様にはどのような思いも実現できる力がおありです。
Wow, just like Ava's
少
dreams.
し扱えばなれるでしょう。
不甲斐なき元妹よ。私が魔女として初めて捧げる最初の生贄に選ばれたことを光栄に思うがいい。第2の晩に寄り添う二人を
Yep, the game
私
continues.
がこの手で引き裂く。
Interesting. The game is just literally going to fucking continue here. The first thing the new Beatrice wished for... No, the first magic she tried to use was to surpass the limitations given to humans. In particular, gravity. She wanted to become fully aware of her transformation into a witch by being released from those shackles. As the witch and Rosa stayed as they were, the ground retreated all by itself into the distance below them. By now, their feet were no longer attached to the ground. Up, up, up we go. Rosa finally realized that the Earth wasn't retreating into the distance below them, but that she and the witch were being sucked up into the rainy sky. Yeah, that's one way to make a person freak the fuck out. Damn, I think the new Beatrice is a little freaky. For a human shackled to the ground by gravity, there is nothing more unnerving than having their feet stop sticking to the ground. It shouldn't be that. Or maybe I don't know. However, to Beatrice, who in becoming the new witch had learned the joy of being released from gravity, it's a childlike wonder. It was enough to make her whole body shake with delight. Oh no, she's gonna turn the gravity back on for Rosa, isn't she?
あなた言ったわ。夢の中で空を飛んだって。そして覚めたくなかったとも言ったわ。起こした私を恨んだともね。
Oh my god.
安心して。今度は覚めないわよ。
Come, dance with me in the vast rainy sky. Didn't we both wish we could fly like seagulls in the sky and escape the cramped and boring island of Rokkenjima? Now I will make that dream a reality for you. I only want to share this joy with you and no one else.
楽しいね、ローザ。楽しいね。見てごらん、眼下を。私たちのお屋敷ってあんなにも小さいわ。
Damn, how high up are they?
あんな小さな場所で私たちはどれほどの長い時を過ごしたのかしら。その狭さとちっぽけさに今こそ本当に呆れるわ。だからこそ感じて、楽しんで、喜んで。私たちが憧れた大空を自由にする力を。さあ踊ろうよ、ローザ。雨の中を、風の中を、私たちは踊るように飛び回ろう。稲光が私たちを照らして祝福してくれるわ。
I truly feel that Rosa is going to have the nastiest of deaths right now. The witch and Rosa were like leaves fluttering around in a whirlwind, as the rain pounded upon every part of their bodies, as the lightning occasionally shone upon them. They shook with the joy of being released from the ground. However, it was only that way for the witch. Rosa was holding onto her head, voicelessly screaming over and over. Oh, here we go. A slightly displeased expression rose to the witch's face when she realized that her own joy was not being shared. Then she decided to listen to her former sister's request. We're gonna have a nice little splat, aren't we? The whirlwind that had been making Rosa dance around grew weaker and then stopped. In other words, Rosa was once again bound by the restrictions of gravity as a human. Following the laws that were originally correct, Rosa began to descend towards the ground upside down. No, she began to fall. The witch hadn't intended to send Rosa plummeting, but she still wasn't used to using magic. I think I was right. She had a big ol' splat. After plummeting about 100 meters into a rose bush, as a very, very natural result, Rosa died instantly. But the witch hadn't intended to kill her, so she wished that Rosa hadn't died. Ah, that's fucked up. When she did, gold butterflies coiled about Rosa's body, reviving that life just as the witch had wished. Rosa's body, which should have been spread out like a carpet of fresh blood, rapidly returned to normal. The broken and crushed bones returned to normal. The torn and smashed flesh returned to normal. How easy it is to break things in this world and how difficult it is to fix them. Anyone can take a life, but no human can revive a lost life. By surpassing the irreversible, one proves that they have surpassed humanity. This surely gave her a much, much greater realization of her position as a witch than flying through the sky had.
すごい。死んだ命をも私は蘇らせられるの？
もちろんですと、ベアトリーチェ様はすでに無限の魔女であらせられますよ。
Yeah, endless in more ways than one.
死すことも生かすことも殺すことも、その輪廻を支配する女王こそが無限の魔女であられるベアトリーチェ様なんです。
金魚鉢を落としたことがあるわ。涼しげな美しい鉢が割れてしまって二度と元に戻らなかった。床に叩きつけられた可愛いデメキンは二度と泳ぐ姿を見せてくれなかった。私がいくら泣いても使用人たちは壊れたものと死んだものは蘇らせられないと首を横に振ったっけ。あの時学んだのよね。物は壊しちゃいけない。だって直せないんだもん。じゃあ直せるなら壊しても怒られないということでしょ。
Oh, what a great sentimentality there.
すごいすごいすごいすごい。
Yeah, she's definitely got the Beatrice laughter down. So I guess she actually might be right for the job. Alright, even so it's all loud and, windy and rainy right now. We will be wrapping things up, but first, I forgot. The character screen on the witch side has changed, and I forgot to look at it in the previous video, because we now have Ava Beatrice solve the riddle of the witch's epitaph, and was hailed as the new Endless Witch, has a natural talent for magic and is expected to grow into an extraordinary great witch. In many cases, genius witches are swallowed by their own power while they are still young. That is the trial permitted only to geniuses, and those who overcome it will surely leave their name in the history of the Endless Witch. Will she be able to overcome the trial that defeated her predecessor? And there we go. I don't think there's anything new in the tips or the grimoire. I don't remember the epitaph discussions. Characters sometimes discuss their interpretations of the epitaph. If you would like to explore the epitaph, you may find it interesting to browse their discussions in the message browser. Additional translation notes may sometimes appear. So you can, like, the scroll wheel to go back up? Is that what that's saying? I mean, I don't mind being a little bit clueless, but just verifying, Alright, still rainy and windy as I try to talk, but yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you all for tuning into this one. I have no idea what's going on anymore, but in a different way than the times where I had no idea what was going on back in episode 2. This is totally different, but different in a good way, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.